Hi, thanks for joining us for a tasting. Today I'm Mario Mazza.
And I'm Blaine Ballard.
And we're here today enjoying a bit of warmth by the fireplace here at the South Shore Wine Company. And we're going to taste through the harvest allocation from the Inner Circle Wine Club. So today we've got three wines, Blaine, that you selected.
Yeah, coming into the holiday season, all three of these wines pair great with holiday meals. If you're having turkey, if you're having a ham dinner, we've got a little bit of spiciness from the Gewürztraminer, a little bit of oak age and creaminess on the Chardonnay, and a real nice crisp and clean Riesling. All would pair very well with any holiday meal or on their own before dinner, after dinner, however you want to drink them.
Fantastic. So you've got your tasting notes that came with your shipment as well, so we'll encourage you to follow along. So we've got to start with the Mazza Vineyards Chardonnay. And with this wine, from a winemaking perspective, we tend to keep a good portion of it fermented and made and aged in stainless. There is a portion, though, that we do barrel fermentation in brand new French oak puncheons. So these are actually a much larger than traditional barrel. We actually keep it in there for a while and stir or batonnage the yeast leaves. And that helps develop that creaminess, richness. The key for us in doing a part in stainless and a part in barrel is to make sure to not overpower the fruit. So it balances when we make that final blend of the wine. If we did it all in barrel, you'd have all those secondary characteristics, but it would dominate the fruit flavor. So that's what really lends some balance to the fruit that's being grown here along the Lake Erie region.
These are all grapes local to us, right?
Correct. This is all fruit grown in the Lake Erie region for this Chardonnay. So it really regionally drives some nice acidity to the wine as well.
Yeah, you definitely pick up a little bit of that oak, but it finishes nice and clean, and you do have that acidity. So that small portion of oak aging, I think, really achieves a good balance with it.
Yeah, but the acidity brightens it up at the end,
Yeah.
so it still makes it a very food-friendly wine.
Right. And some nice citrus and apple notes. Really well balanced. Very nice wine.
So going on to the second one, we've got the Riesling, again from Mazza Vineyards. And the style of the Rieslings are kept on a drier style, really accentuating the crisp acidity, the bright fruit characteristics, but not overly sweet. The goal is to let that acidity stand out. Makes this a great food pairing wine in my mind. Again, this fruit is all from Lake Erie region. We work with a couple different vineyards for this. There's three key growers that any combination typically end up in our vintage Rieslings at Mazza Vineyards, and that's the Moorhead Farm, the Semelka Vineyards, and the Zielinski Brothers Farms. And they're all phenomenal growers. Moorhead's going back to the late 60s, being kind of contemporaries of Dr. Constantine Frank in the Finger Lakes, really pioneers of vinifera wine grape growing here in the Lake Erie region. So all are phenomenal growers, all grow great Riesling that we utilize in blending this together. So you'll see that, kind of very citrus and lime and lemon kind of driven characteristics. Sometimes you get a little bit more riper fruit, but we're really trying to capture that acidity and not overdo it with any residual sweetness in the wine.
Yeah, that acidity once again really comes through, but you do get the bright fruit from the grapes coming through in here.
So that's one of my favorites. Riesling is such a versatile wine. It pairs well with so many foods. You can drink it year round. It's fantastic in the summer when it's a hot day, but yet, in the cooler months or holiday season, because of its food friendliness, works just fantastic.
Excellent.
Moving on to our third wine for this installment, Gewürztraminer. Historically well known, I guess, in the Alsatian region, Germany, France, both, depending on which point in history you look at, as it flopped back and forth. Gewürztraminer, hard to pronounce but easy to enjoy, I would say. This is a really unique variety. When you look at the fruit actually out in the vineyard, it has a very pink skin. A lot of the flavor and aromatics are actually derived from parts of that skin. So when we're making this wine, we intentionally contact more skin with that fruit. We actually leave it soak in the press, cap it all off, hold that must in there. And that helps with what we consider a light maceration to extract that flavor. Something that we would not want to do with a Riesling or a Chardonnay from a winemaking perspective. We really want crisp, clean. We don't want to pull phenolics out of those varieties. But in Gewürztraminer, it's really stylistically desirable. We balance that out with a little bit more residual sweetness than the other two as well.
Yeah, you get a tiny, tiny little bit of sweetness on there, but not anything that would inhibit any of those other flavors, because the true character of the fruit really comes through, and you do seem to get a little bit more out of it from that skin contact.
Yeah, it's just got a little bit more depth, a little bit more structure on the palate. So it's, they tend to be a more aromatic style, although I think the Riesling and the Chard are actually quite aromatic as they are as well. So all are fantastic holiday pairing.
Yeah, definitely.
So thanks for joining, and enjoy these wines from the Inner Circle Club. Cheers.